video in. So, well, we're still waiting for an announcement. It is now February the 22nd, and still no official announcement for Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Many of us are hoping that we hear something soon. Maybe we'll hear something Friday, but time's a wasting. And you're also hearing about now Ryan Garcia kind of getting on his social media saying hopefully April the 15th. So now a little bit of doom and gloom. What's going on behind the scenes, but you do have people, if you say who you believe whose fault it is, then they're gonna put on their cape and then come after you and try to talk crazy to you. But I'm just waiting like everybody else. But I am getting a little antsy because I'm getting irritated, I'm getting frustrated, because it's like, man, what's up? It's like, what's up? Are we going to hit this fight or not? I'm like, when are they going to announce this fight? I mean, everybody wants to know. But hopefully we hear something pretty soon. Me, myself, I kind of know how this fight is going to end. I'm just going to be honest with you. I would be surprised if Ryan Garcia won this fight. I would be surprised. I just see a lot of flaws in Ryan Garcia that somebody like Tank will, and eventually by Tank Davis. Probably around the 7th round. Probably 7th or 8th round. So, Oh yeah, by the way, Michaela Mayer will be featured on co-feature. That's gonna feature Joe Joyce. I forgot who the guy he's fighting, but it looked like Joe Joyce is one step closer to getting the title shot, because he will be in for eventually a showdown with Tyson Fury or possibly Usyk, depending on what Tyson Fury wants to do, because Tyson Fury is still not, made up his mind about retirement or fighting Usyk, because we haven't really heard anything on a definitive. You've been hearing about Arthur Beterbiev and Abu Dhabi possibly, and I think Bibble should go for undisputed versus Beterbiev, and Abu Dhabi is going to offer them some big time money for that fight. So Bibble wants a big payday, because at the end of the day, Arthur Beterbiev is a very high risk fight for him. So you just hearing about that, nothing set in stone yet, but that would offset him in a potential rematch with Canelo Alvarez, which, by the way, I don't see a rematch with Canelo being any different. I think Bibble beats Canelo again, and more decisively, and I think this time he possibly stops Canelo. I didn't see nothing in that fight, the first fight, that showed me that Canelo could make the type of adjustments that he needs to be able to give himself a chance to beat Bibble. Bibble beat him decisively. I think on all three scorecards it was like 7-5 Bibble, but at the very least, worst case scenario for Canelo, and best case, you can make an argument Canelo may have won 3 rounds. May. And when I say may have won 3 rounds, I had Bibble winning that fight decisively. I had it 9-3 Bibble. Some people had it 10-2 Canelo. I mean, people that were actually watching the fight and actually really watching what they were seeing, which was Bibble dominate Canelo. And Bibble beat Canelo with ease. Canelo fans can't grasp what happened in disbelief. But I thought if that fight was on the up and up, and you know what I mean by the up and up, that Bibble would possibly win that fight. Now, looking at the scorecards, some, mysteriously on a couple of the scorecards that they gave Canelo the first 4 rounds. Which I said, when you fight Canelo, you down four rounds from the moment the bell rings, you down 3 to 4 rounds. Canelo has always had, why is this car driving so slow? Canelo has always had suspect scoring, going all the way back to the Trout fight. So there you have it. Talk about something that Floyd said pertaining to Tank Davis and Deontay Wilder. Floyd somehow always finds a way to try to make it about him and take credit for other people's decisions, where he basically said he laid the blueprint down on how to be dependent and get away. Man, bro, you still, to a certain degree, under Al Heyman's thumb. That's why you fighting overseas, to a certain degree. So homeboy don't be able to take his 30% or get a percentage of your purses because you got some overseas deal arranged. So just stop it. And it's kind of funny now. Floyd is kind of like taking little digs at you know who, along with Deontay Wilder. Talked about he laid out the blueprint. Deontay Wilder has always been his own man. And that's just real talk. I don't want to go deep into the whole thing about Al Heyman and the PBC and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to save that video for another day, because I do got a lot to say about, from they people to just a lot of different things. But I will speak on that eventually. But the funny thing is, you trying to take credit for Deontay Wilder's decision making, but at the same time, you was sitting up there visibly hating on Deontay Wilder. You rooted against him both times when he fought Tyson Fury. And like I said, at the end of the day, Floyd is an attention seeker, and that's his problem. He wants everything to be about him. Look, he free to have his exhibition matches, but I just find it funny that this exhibition match is going down on Saturday. If I'm not mistaken, Dan, you got Jake Paul, and Dan, just a lot of different things. He just always seemed to schedule a fight the day something else is happening. And a lot of times, he makes announcements. One big PBC event was on the verge of going down. If it wouldn't be fight week, it'd be fight night or the eve of the fight. And like I said, Floyd is addicted to attention. One thing about celebrities, for some reason, they have this, you know what I'm saying? They have this, if you trying to get their attention, like if you trying to talk to them, they feel like, based off the fact they want to be able to have the right to turn you down. Like if you don't notice them there, they'll get mad about it. At the end of the day, celebrities want to be seen. When they try to play that role like they don't want to be bothered, if you walking into an event, you walking in a mall and you got 7-8 people surrounding you and you trying to act like, I'm just trying to get through here peacefully and all this stuff. I ain't really looking for no attention. If you got 7 dudes around you that's all like 6'8", people gonna look at you and be like, why are all these tall dudes walking around here? Oh, that's so-and-so. So don't fall for it when these celebrities be saying that they ain't, you know what I'm saying, that they ain't looking for attention. They trying to, just roam the facilities in peace. I'll give you an example who really don't be looking for attention. I seen Tisha Campbell. She was walking through Lenox Mall and she was solo. I'm talking about she was by herself. And the fans seen her, and of course they wanted to take pictures. But she was sweet enough to like let them Same thing with Jasmine Guy. They was there, no security. So when you hear Big Boy traveling alone, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really, those are the people that ain't really seeking attention. But them dudes like that, when you see them with 6, 7, 8, 9 bodyguards, come on, man, they are looking for attention. So stop the cap. But that's what I'm saying. Floyd likes the attention. And that's how a lot of those celebrities think. They want the right to be able to tell you no. If you say, can I take a picture? And if you don't know who they are, they get bothered. I'm losing my touch. So I'm just keeping it a buck. People don't want to hear these type of things, but it's the honest to God truth. So, just stop the cap. That's just real talk the cap, man. But yeah, Floyd talking about he gave Wilder like, bro, people used to visibly see you hating on, man. I'm not even trying to hear that stuff. I'm not trying to hear that. He always find a way to try to make it about him. You didn't give nobody the blueprint to do nothing, man. So just stop it. Stop always trying to make everything about you. So let me get to this last point of view. So I noticed that Bud Crawford responded to a couple of people on social media. One I'm cool with, and one not really. He responded to Boxing Ego. He responded to the least attorney. That dude who never know what he talking about. Me myself, I understand it. People can sit up there and say, well, people shouldn't respond to people. At the end of the day, eventually you gonna respond to people if they keep like talking crazy and saying stuff, because I ain't gonna say nobody's name and stuff, but I'll let them know that I'm visibly talking about them, just like that baby animal dude that you know what I'm saying? He used to be trying to like disrespect me, but I knew he was wrong anyway. One of them dudes that started like huffing and puffing, on chat lines, but then when you talk to him privately, then he changed his tune. But it's cool, because it's cool. If we cross paths again, just keep that same energy, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Because he'd be saying little slick stuff, and I'd give him a pass. I'd ignore him. I'll say, okay, I ignore him, and then eventually he came on my channel trying to disrespect me on my channel, so I had to let this cornball know how I was really feeling. I blocked him. He's still, you still a punk. So, and you know who you are. But like I said, if we cross paths, keep that same energy. Just keep that same energy, and that's all I ask, because I'm going to be ready. And like, Ego, that's my homeboy. And I'm cool with Terrence Crawford's camp. So, I'm cool with Bo Mac and Bernie and all them people. At the end of the day, as I said before, the attacks on Terrence Crawford were personal. Because the people that were attacked the most were black like him, because they were Errol Spence, sack huggers and PBC sack huggers. And then they would attack anybody that supported Terrence Crawford and try to play the blackness card, which was laughable, because they don't practice what they preach. I've broken down the hypocrisy on several occasions, but like I said, it was funny. The least attorney tried to down a little bit and said, oh no, I wish you the best and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, he been doing that stuff. Dude then contradicted himself on a regular basis. He stayed contradicting himself. And that's what a lot of these dudes do, especially a lot of those dudes from the area where where Errol is from, because they feel that way about Errol Spence. You have to follow that blueprint along with them. Like, you ain't supposed to have your own way of thinking. And I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't have no obligation to be an Errol Spence fanatic. I'm not from Dallas. I'm not from Texas, and I'm not dissing nobody from Dallas or Texas. But I'm just saying, I'll root for whoever I want for. And a lot of people would get attitudes about this stuff. And I look at what did happen over the past like 4 years with this stuff. You had a lot of people on some DJ Blad stuff, like instigating, attacking people, trying to question people's blackness if you support Terrence Crawford, which I think is absurd. But that's what it came down to. So I ain't mad at Terrence Crawford for defending himself. And if people sit up there and try to say, well, Terrence Crawford got all up in his feelings and using those ridiculous. Well, my thing is, how come you didn't have that same energy for Charlo? When Charlo dissed a certain organization, said F him, he dissed a certain member of that organization, and I didn't see nobody riding for, the dude that he dissed, except me. And that showed me right then how a lot of them dudes are. And I'm not sneak dissing nobody, because at the end of the day, I'm not afraid of none of y'all, man. Don't none of y'all worry me. I ain't worried about nobody. That's just real talk. Because I seen it with my own eyes. And I peeped it out a long time ago. People don't never have the same energy. But this was about running a smear campaign. Like I said, we all know who is the main reason why that fight didn't happen. And the fact that some decisions are about to get made in the next couple of days about what's going to go on with Showtime and Steven Espinosa. Just furthermore, I'm providing proof. Like I said, I showed you and told you like almost 4 years ago that this was going to happen. But you didn't want to listen, but you wanted to listen to other people who don't know what they talking about. So there you have it. But anyway, appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm out.